down in there.
Yep. No. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not exactly tearing at each other.
No, they're okay. They're okay. Yeah.
Besides, if I were standing this close to a dog fight, I'd be dead.
Yeah. Chloe?
Oh, you can Margarita's house? Oh, you got a really good deal on that.
Yeah, I'm Carol. Lynn, hi. Peggy? Maggie. Okay, awesome.
I'm Eric. I'm in 142 right there.
Has
Oh,
she
yeah.
been spayed?
She's monster. This day and age.
Let's go here.
Oh, yeah, 3 vicious dogs here.
Yeah, okay. They're not playing, although she's starting to look more like play.
Yeah, but they're doing the butt sniffing thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's plainly to play. I can't tell.
Oh, now he's making noise. Hello.
So who's growling, mine or yours?
I think it's fine.
Okay.
But he's okay with little dogs. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I think when they're thrown on each other. Take care. I'm so glad. We've been watching and waiting and hoping. That got so much traffic.
Oh, I know. People 3 or 4 times a day, people would just like stop and look at it.
Yeah. Watch it. And you know what? It's really good. Well, you're in, and then it takes time, and you're trying to go over the time budget and your allowing. Yeah, most people agree that it's beautiful to watch it run fast. And I'm Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's a wagging tail.
Oh, good.
Oh, fish, absolutely vicious.
Good.
Oh, careful, he'll just rip your throat.
Oh.
Well, he'll go straight for the jugular.
Normally, I come home from work and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah. Yeah, no, they've got exercise classes and right after exercise Friday with donuts. At least you're running on an even,
What do you do me a favor and pet Lola? I'm trying to make a point here. I'm recording this.
Oh, she's wagging her little tail.
Can I pet you? You gonna growl at me? Growl at me?
Yeah, I don't think that she's been really socialized a whole lot, but she's okay.
Yeah, really.
It's
so much easier to get along than it is to fight.
Yeah. Oh, she's wagging her little tail. Yeah.
Who growled?
Those are.
Those are.
Yeah. Hi there.
My way. And we go over, it's just like,
Well, and she may be really territorial too.
Well, yeah, losses were bred for that.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't like to come.
Yeah.
I still don't like to come.
Well, she's always
What?
Okay, you got him trained well.
Oh yeah. 32 years in the making. Nice to meet you.
Congratulations.
Yes, likewise. Take care.
Guys, you get the love.
That's good. That's good.
You know what I think it is? It's one
long enough to see that as theirs.
Right.
You know. And so probably what you need to do is just bring her in and just plunk her down.
Yeah.
You
You know what?
Right.
We should do that. Yeah.
Come here.
Just plunk her down
Hi.
Yeah, it's not like they're clearly not going for each
You
other's
just don't
jugulars
quite know
here.
I
what
don't
to do
think
with
this is,
yourself, do you?
Yeah, so needless to say, I'm going to show this to my lawyer tomorrow.
Yeah. You know, I mean, she is growling, but she's wagging her tail. I wouldn't give her a finger, you know, to chew on, to bite, but she's not that big of a dog. I've been bitten by big dogs.
Well, remember like 2 or 3 days ago when we were, I think it was you, was coming, was it you or your son? You were coming out, and I actually had to pick Lola up and go, Lola, shut up, right? Well, Kathy said that the dog was, she said, quote, it was fighting and growling and snapping and biting to get out of my hand so it could get to your dog. Which is obviously nonsense because I actually stuck my hand in the dog's mouth and said, Lola, shut up.
Yeah. Oh. I think maybe growling is like default noise for her.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching her body language, and she's fine.
Just looking better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've never met her before, you've only seen her.
Right,
so
exactly.
You've never been this close to her before, have you?
No, not at all.
I had a big fight with my first week.
Oh, why? Or what?
The cover here, because they didn't tell us. They said, well, they told us, Kathy told us,
They looked at the plans and they approved.
Okay.
And she said, we deal with maces all the time. Everything will go really smoothly. The day before we move in, they said, let's put a cover on this porch. You know, it's in the, and it is. It's in the.
It is.
Their regs and
Itchy.
stuff. And I,
It is?
It
Yeah,
is.
it actually is.
Yeah.
I called and I said, can't we, you know, talk at least? He was, no, every one of these is covered. You look around, they're all covered.
So he was yelling at you?
Yeah, he's like, didn't you read your? And I'm like, I haven't had time to read it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, we were pretty stressed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I tell my
Yeah.
lawyer about this? Is that okay?
Sure,
Okay,
yeah,
thanks.
You know, so we finally ended up on because they were talking solid roof. Well, we've got the big picture windows here.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah,
and
then I
the
went and
view,
asked her,
the
I said,
north
"Can
I
facing.
love this. Look,
This,
really
you know
cool.
what?
Yeah.
It turned out to be a positive. I think
Oh,
that
wait,
this ad
yeah.
is much
Yeah, it likes
adds
it,
much
it's
more. You know, so
Yeah.
it worked out okay.
And I first asked her, I said, well, can we put something like this up? No.
It has to be solid?
But it doesn't say solid anywhere.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
at that point,
Yeah, he
when
he has a tendency to do that. He basically just makes up rules.
He makes
yeah.
Yeah.
So we said basically, well, when you were talking, you said, if we can't put up a, what do you call it, pergola type?
Yeah.
And then we got a
I
problem.
said, then we got a problem. I said, then we need to talk to an attorney. We'll go that way.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
then,
They backed down.
as soon as you said the magic word attorney, they backed down.
They
didn't
folded
back
like
down.
a cheap card table.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's happened before. Because Bill Schweinfurth, he's the CEO of the entire corporation,
Oh,
Vetter
Vetter. Oh,
Corporation that
okay.
owns like 32 parks. And he does this all the time. He bluffs, he postures, and as soon as he sees a letter from an attorney, he just goes, "Oh, never mind, I was just kidding." He's done it
That's
a
good
million
to know.
times.
Well, and, you do have to have some rules, and I understand that, because
Yeah.
otherwise people would do some really strange things.
But you can't enforce them differentially. That's the point.
Right, exactly. It has to be
It
across
has to be the
across
same
board.
every year.
Right.
So I think with her, growling is a default. She growls, but she doesn't mean it because she came up and licked my hand as she was growling.
You're talking about now.
Lola. Yeah,
yeah.
right now.
Right. And it's the first time you've ever met her.
Yeah.
You've never touched her before when Mary Ann was walking her or anything like that?
No, I didn't even know her name before today. You're a good girl. You're a good girl.
Okay. Yeah, I think somebody will be folding like cheap card table.
Yeah. That was one of my dad's favorite sayings.
It's a good one. They'll someone to steal it.
Yeah.
She just growled.
Yeah. I think.
Now who growled? Lola or?
Yeah, I
oh,
think she
okay.
just does that. But kind of like some people say,
Yeah.
I think that's just sort of a sound that she makes.
Yeah, I growl a lot.
And, and these guys, of course, they pick up on that, and
Yeah, right. I mean, humans do the same thing too. I mean, if you stare at a guy funny in a bar, he'll stare back, and then 15 seconds later they're going at it, and they don't even know they're Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let me put it.
Yeah. So, you just have to watch her body language too. She's relaxed. She has a relaxed body language. She's
And her
not up
tail's
on her
not-
toes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
she's real curious about these interesting
Yeah, Mike's not
smells.
supposed to be yelling at people. He got into trouble for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
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 Well, because the next thing after she called me and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah,
Yeah. Kathy's usually.
she's the one that puts the fire out.
Right.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, one of the dealers told me, not Macy's, the other one, Hermitage. Did you ever deal with them at all?
No.
They're the other big dealer here in Ventura
Okay,
County. There's
okay.
two big ones, Macy's and Hermitage.
Yeah.
The guy who works at Hermitage told me that people who have actually come here, or well, people have gone to him and said, I want to buy into Friendly Village.
Mhm.
In other words, I drove through there, I saw one, I want to pull it out and buy one from you and put
Sure,
it in.
yeah.
And he says, okay, go talk to the managers first because they require that. And they say, okay.
Yeah.
Now, the person who worked at Hermitage told me that they've come here, they've talked to Mike, and they came back and said, never mind, I'm backing out of the deal. And
Yeah.
and he said, but if they talk to Kathy, it never happens. It's
Yeah.
only when Mike is in the office and they go and talk to Mike only, they go back to the dealer and say,
He's
forget
a
it.
little rough around the issues.
Very so he can be.
Yeah. He's, a big fish in a little pond type of
Right.
mentality.
And he also has probably one of the worst drug problems of anybody I've ever met in my life.
No kidding. No.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. He's been doing crystal meth since he was in high school. I think he's clean now because he would just have to be, because if he was going at it at the same rate he was when I first moved in, he'd be dead by now or so neurologically.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, he had a real serious problem with crystal meth. I've got a copy of his arrest record on my hard drive.
No
Holy
kidding.
cow.
Holy cow.
What you doing, Nick?
And they let somebody like that get in here?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Because basically
No. No really.
who's growling? Lola?
Yeah. What's the matter?
That's unbelievable. Let him in.
She intimidated him.
Well, because the deal is he saves
Chloe?
the company
Okay.
a lot of money. Since he's young, he can do physical
Chloe?
labor. Everybody who's ever been a manager here before was in the 60 to 70 range,
Right.
so they weren't capable of doing physical labor.
Right. Yeah, we heard that he used to be
The maintenance guy.
the maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The gardener. Yeah.
Right. When I first moved in here, he was the maintenance guy.
Oh. So you've been here a long time.
95 or 96. It was.
Oh,
What year was?
okay.
I moved in the year after the Northridge quake, so that was at
Okay.
94 or 95.
94.
I think that's 94.
That was
the quake.
94,
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
I moved in here in April of 95.
Chloe?
Because he does do a lot of work around.
Nope.
He does a lot of physical
Yes, right.
stuff that they would have to pay for.
Exactly, right. So he saves Bill thousands of
Oh,
dollars
yeah.
a year on labor by being willing to not only manage,
Sure.
but to do the
Chloe,
labor too.
Stop.
Right.
So Bill's basically protecting him.
Quit.
Fine.
Hello.
Thank you.
I'm fine, how are you?
Good.
We're good.
The doggies.
Yeah, they're visiting. I don't think they're ever going to be like real good friends, because I think she wants to dominate, and Chloe's.
Lola's always been very, very dominating.
Yeah.
I mean,
And Chloe actually is normally pretty okay, although she, being a corgi, they're bossy,
Mhm.
you know, and
They
she's
can
being
be.
good because she knows I'm looking at her. But yeah, I could see them maybe getting into a bit of a scrap, but you know.
when she was a puppy, she would hump anything that moved. I would take my dog.
And that's total dominance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mary, I don't know if you know this or not, but Marianne used to live on the other side of the park in number
Oh, no.
58.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she used to live here 8 years ago. We've known each other for 10 years. She introduced me to my wife